I believe A Night at the Opera is one of our strongest albums. It has been a very demanding album in producing and recording it. It is a demanding album while listening to it, but it contains some of the strongest songs we've ever written. For some people it might be too much, because there are lots of overdubs, there are a lot of musical information in general, but this was a needful thing for us to do after Nightfall in Middle-earth, which has been such a spectacular album, to just find a different direction, which later on became more essential in A Twist in the Myth or At the Edge of Time, where the direction we're taking in at the moment becomes more obvious. But as said, I believe A Night at the Opera is an underrated album and a very artistic album which people will enjoy in 10 or 20 years from now still. We have composed a lot of songs. Most of them have been released on the albums. There was a very small number of songs which we finally decided not to release. Basically, most of them have been written for Nightfall in Middle-earth, and there are still like 2 songs left which we started producing but never finished them, and they might be released in the future. I can't say that right now. During the Imagination session we recorded a song called Systems Failing, originally recorded by Michael Schenker Group. We never finished that one as well. And other than that, I would say there might be some pieces like, certain parts which we haven't used, but not complete songs, which we still have somewhere left.
It's basically a studio part with that fade out for like 2 or 3 minutes, which is built up in a very studio way and not in a live way. So for a live gig, we want to have a really blast and overwhelming finish and not like fade out the song. And so we had to create another ending for that song.
During the last tourings we've made, we recorded it most of the shows. Some of them even have been filmed. We just captured the material and still think about the right occasion and the right moment for an output, for another live album or another DVD. That's fairly open right now. Fortunately, we have recorded the last Wacken show as well. This could become the most essential one for any sort of live output in the future. From the beginning, we always have woven in different sort of inspirations. So our style has changed over the years a lot, and this certainly is going to be continued on the next album. Where the journey will lead us, we have no idea at the moment. I'm sure that, again, we might use more orchestral arrangements than in the past, but this is just my personal feeling at the moment, and this might change in the future just because of another inspiration. It pretty much depends on the music we're listening to, on our sort of spiritual status we're in, and at the very end it is a natural output, and the music comes from an inner source, and we just have to follow that direction, whatever comes.
I think there's lots of space and creativity for the soundtrack thing we did in the last album, like songs like Sacred or Wheel of Time. That was the first time we tried to go in a soundtrack direction, and I like it very much. I would like to try out more things there. I don't think so. I don't like to work with other people.
You're such a nice person.
It's like this. I like to work alone.
We from time to time have to do club shows depending on the country we are playing in. So we're still familiar to that more intimate feeling on stage. It nonetheless would be great to do that again in more established territories like Germany, for example. And we might do so in the future, but to be honest, we have not really thought about that so far.